Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Let's Draw. Let's begin. So here I already had this drawing. It's not the best sketch, but I wanted to start with something. And I already had decided to do this one. I actually had it in a canvas. I was going to paint this one, but the sketch wasn't as good, and I thought it was better if I just fixed it in digital. So if I brought it to Photoshop and started working on it. And honestly, you need to pay very close attention to your sketches, because depending on what you do, like how well structured it is, like is the base. So you can see this one, I wasn't as confident with the sketch, but I still went with it. I did a few fixes before I actually started, before I actually started doing it. But it wasn't enough, especially because with this new technique of playing with the values, sort of like light and dark areas, trying to make things more three-dimensional, this drawing was very 2D, and especially here in the ear you can see it's very flat. Like, that's not how the face looks. It's lacking depth, it's lacking volume, it's lacking three-dimensionality from the very beginning, from the sketch. And even though I liked the end result in general because of the techniques that I was using, and you will see, especially the tail, you can already see that this is gonna turn out interesting. But this could have been better. I don't know, I might even redo this one because I really liked a few things about it, and I think I can do better. However, it's interesting, especially with the, let's say, the skin in their tails, I was going for something similar to what Papaninja does. If you guys haven't checked out his stuff, he is the master. He's amazing. And while I was doing this, and I went, as I was drawing the tails and started making them shiny and stuff, then I remembered his art and how he draws, especially tentacles. He does a lot of very neat stuff. You guys need to check it out. I'm gonna put it in this description below. But yes, I basically got inspired suddenly by him as I was drawing this. So you will see that I have like a few moments of not drawing. Like, I just stop and then I go look for reference, because I was trying to get as close as possible to what he does with the reflections in the skin, the reflections in shiny stuff like tentacles. And I mean, this doesn't do justice to, for example, what his tutorials teach you. And I should have watched I should have like planned this better and decide to do it in sort of like a Papaninja style. Maybe I'll do that for next time, like choose a very good artist and try to adapt some of their techniques to my style. But for now, this was just like a in the moment kind of inspiration thing, and it wasn't. It wasn't planned, and it wasn't as successful. Like I said, because of the 2D style, got in conflict with this shading, let's call it, that I'm doing. And you can see like the ear is like, if you're looking at an ear, like straight at the ear, but the face is almost like 3/4, so it's not great. However, I did like the end result, but I think the upper part of the body, of her body, could have looked way better if I did a better sketch from the beginning, and not something as cartoony. because if you look at, for example, what Papaninja does, is he does like a very stylized, realistic cartooning. It's still cartoony, but it's very well grounded in realistic drawing, because it's correct, and then he just plays with the proportions and obviously his perfect lighting and stuff. But you can see I managed to do a nice look in the body of the eel and in her tail, or at least I like it. The shading is not so bad. It's going somewhere. But another thing I need to pay attention for the future too is I didn't decide. There's a lot of elements of design that I overlooked here. For example, there's not a light source, and I can kind of defend myself saying, well, this is underwater and the lighting actually comes from them, they glow or something. But that's not how you should do it. You should always plan, where's the light coming from, what's the light source, and actually make it noticeable. What's the light source? Like if I wanted to say that there was, because right now they're like, it looks like the light is coming from everywhere and from them. And I mean, you can be obviously free as an artist and just do whatever you want, but you need to do you need to decide what things are going to be realistic, let's say, to make it look more grounded, to make it look more believable. And yeah, I think for the future I'm gonna decide on a light source and stick with that. And yeah, you can see, for example, the eyes. I'm gonna fix the eyes again. Really, this sketch didn't work for the style I was going for, and the drawing itself kept asking me for more definition, more realistic, more volume, and the sketch just didn't have that. However, well, here's the final result. One of my recordings actually got lost, that's why I just have a jump to this. But what do you guys think? I think the background actually helped pop up the colors. And at the end, I liked especially the lower part, like beginning from her waist down, the eel and her tail. I really liked the result, but you guys let me know what you think, and see you next time. Bye!